Like everybody's running.
Recording in progress.
All right. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night after Monday? This is what they call Monday night, but this is night after Monday, and the day was March 9th, 2026. This was March 9th, 2026. And today is what tonight this is called Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. This is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And we getting ready to get started with the program in a few moments. First, we always got to say a prayer. After the prayer, we go into the information of what's going to be said tonight. Now we have before I get started and do the prayer, then we go into the information. Blessed be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Blessed be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Blessed be the Father of Israel. Blessed be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, help us in every way, allow us to grow in your knowledge, your word, and your way, that we may help others come to see the things that's needed, that they may need to know and need to come out of compared to the things that we've been taught and brainwashed in this day and time throughout this system, through the Greek and Roman Empire. We ask you to help us in every way and forgive us, our ancestors and our forefathers, for going against your laws and the things that we have been taught against by the Greek and Roman Empire, and by being ignorant in your knowledge and your laws, and let us turn back to those as well, and help us in the sickness that has come upon us because of the way we eat, the way we think, the way we drink, and the things that we do. Help us in these things. Let us turn from those things that we may come to be a better people, a better person, a better people, and live in the world better according to your word. We ask you to allow us to retain the knowledge of the things that we need so we can actually help each other grow and be a better place, be a better people for the kingdom at hand. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Almighty. All right. Greetings, everyone. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice. Tonight is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, which we have every night after Monday. But also, we have a guest and a friend on tonight that's a part of our family. We got a brother Patrick on tonight. Brother Patrick out of the UK is here with us tonight on Zoom. He's here with us tonight on Zoom, and we're just sitting up. We just sharing a little bit of information. I said, "Hold on, bro. I want to make sure everybody hear what's going on, so they can get a better understanding of what's happening in other parts of the world compared to what's just going on here in the U.S. or the United States." So, Brother Patrick, come on in and say, "Hey, how you doing to everybody out this way?" And let us hear what you're going to share with me not too long ago so we can let the world understand the different things that's going on and what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Yes, I've spent most of my life in Europe and born in London. Moved to Spain a few years ago. I spent 7 years in Spain, and I found that Spain was just one letter shy of what it really was. Pain.
Pain, huh?
Pain, yeah. Just take the S off, and that's what it was. Because of the corrupt system, the racism, and the injustice that takes place there. So, only to find a similar injustice now growing, ever growing in London, where I'm living as well. So, one of the things I was pointing out earlier on when we were speaking off camera was that, the prices are going up of just about everything. Taxes going up, petrol going up. As you know, there's a war going on right now, so they're using that as an excuse for why the prices are going up and everything like this. You want to insure your car. You've got 2 years no claims bonus. Ordinarily, with no claims bonus, you would be able to get a discount in your insurance, but in this case, they're actually, instead of making your insurance premium less and charging you less, they're actually charging you now more. So I have
So
stopped
so you
running.
so you saying over there where you at, they charge you less for insurance? Or used to anyway?
Yeah, used to. So ordinarily, what would happen if you went, let's say, a whole year, or 2 years, or 3 years without having an accident, you get what they call no claims bonus.
Do y'all hear that? If you go 2 or 3 years in London, London
Yeah.
or in London,
Or England, England,
London or England, 2 or 3 years, you get a no claim bonus if you don't have no accident within 2 or 3 years. I'm
and
listening,
that
bro.
simply means that they will just lower the price of your insurance.
They would lower the price of your insurance. That what they would do if you had no accident in 2 or 3 years.
And if you went 9 years without any claims or any accidents whatsoever, then that would possibly mean a 60% decrease in the price of your insurance that you pay on a monthly basis.
So he said that if you go 9 years, 9 years with no accidents, no anything happening, you would get a 60% decrease in the percentage of your insurance that you pay monthly. As I said correctly?
That's right. So you
Okay.
pay 60% less. That's what's supposed to happen. Now, what's happened is I've had many years without having any accidents, right? But they've actually increased my payment for insurance from £104 a month to £175 a month.
From 104 to 175
Yeah,
pounds per
per
month.
month. Per month.
Mm.
So I said, well, I can't do that. And I decided to cut out. And when I decided to leave them, they wanted to charge me money for leaving them.
They want to charge you for leaving.
Yeah. So I disputed that. And, after some discussion, it was decided they weren't going to charge me to leave. And then I went to another company and they are charging me slightly less. Still a lot of money still, like 126 or whatever per month. But it's less than what the previous company wanted me to pay.
Mm,
But,
mm, mm.
I mean, another thing as well, where is the logic in you paying money in case something happens? And if nothing happens, you
Right.
don't get any money back. Yeah? If nothing happens, you didn't claim, you didn't have an accident, you drove like a saint, and they still charge you get nothing back. Not even £10 a month back you get.
Well, that's better than over here in the United States. Over here, they charge you out the wazoo. And over here in Detroit, since I've been back home in Detroit, people are paying thousands of dollars per month. Some pay thousand. They put down 1,000, and they have to pay so much per month, like about 4 to 6, maybe almost $1,000 per month for insurance. That's
Is that for car
crazy.
insurance or is it for house insurance?
This is automobile.
Whoa.
Thank you. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy. Think about that. Over here in the United States, my uncle Anthony Avery, he just came in over on YouTube, on Facebook real quick. I don't know if he's still there or not. But Anthony, I got a brother, my brother in the UK. He's sharing with us how much they went up on insurance over there, and you just missed on the deductibles that they get for having good insurance, for not having any type of accidents or anything for at least 2 or 3 years, and then for 9 years they go down 60%. But you know what's going on, don't you, Patrick?
Yeah, well, you can maybe enlighten me. I pretend I know nothing.
Well, let me share with you. According to scripture and prophecy, what's going on right now is Revelations 12:12. I'm going to read it for you. I'm just going to read this point, and then you tell me if you can see what I'm talking about. Now, when I say Satan, imagine or just understand Satan is the system. Okay? When I say Satan, just think of the system. Just think of this empire. Everything that's going around, look at that as Satan, okay? Now, 12:12, it says this. Now, you in the position right now, in the first part of 12, It's 12, Revelations 12, verse 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. You're in the position to be in heaven now once you get into your executive office. What I mean by that is this. Once you do your paperwork, once you put everybody on notice, they're not going to mess with you, and you're going to feel like you're free. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first part. It says, therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye, which is you, that dwell in them, that dwell in heaven, heavenly places, which is in the mind. But check this out. This is the second part of 12, which is for the people of the earth. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the system, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. The devil is the system. That's why they're coming on you with all that insurance the way they're coming on you now. They're falling out of power. If you understand what I'm saying. The reason why they're doing what they're doing now, because they're falling out of power. They're trying to get and gather all they can right now.
But you see, the thing is, what didn't make sense for me, right, was the fact that when I said to them, look, this price you're charging is too much, and I've been quoted less by other companies, instead of investigating if it was even possible for me to get a lower rate with other customers, with other companies rather, they were happy to let me go. So is it that they want to let me go because they can no longer sustain the business that they are trying to run? Is that what it is? Or is it that they just want to make more money from other people and get me out the way if I don't have the money to pay them?
What it is this. Insurance is really a scam.
Well, we know, yeah.
Yeah, insurance, it's already a set price for insurance. Let's just say each month you're supposed to be paying about, let's just say $35 to $50 per month. All that other baggage, they pocket that money.
Yeah.
So you don't know they pocket that. This is where you go into what the information that we have, the information that I'm telling you that we have. This is when you get into your executive office and you start taking over the estate, because they're going into your estate and getting funds from you as well as getting paid from you on this end as well.
I know this because I remember when I was in Spain, and I remember making a claim for various items that had been stolen from a flat.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine the guy who worked for the insurance company was complaining that I was making a claim and that I'd made previous claims. And I happened to look on his computer screen and I saw that he was making 10 times the amount of money that I was claiming. So if I would claim 50 euros, they're making 500 or more in the private off of me making that claim.
There you go.
And I saw it. I oversaw it. I saw it. I said, hey, look what you made out of this. I saw it on his screen. And he tried to cover it up. I'm like, what are you guys complaining about? For every time I make a claim, you're making money in the private. So you should have a problem with me, you know. And they went all red-faced.
Now you understand what I mean by they have but a short time, because they're about to lose all that. The system is about to lose the stuff I just read to you. The inhabitants of the earth, those are the people who's not in the position of taking over their estate. See, you just said what they're doing in the private. The Father had you see that. The Creator had you see that to tell this right now at this point. You know that for a fact that you seen they're making much more money than they're claiming, but he want to get much money out of you as he can.
But you know what's funny? I would have never known that if I didn't have prior knowledge of that beforehand. I would have seen that 500 euros on the screen and thought it meant something else.
Exactly.
But when I looked at it really close, because I knew it, I said, wait a minute, they're making more money than I am out of this. So what's their problem?
It's called greed.
Oh, but the thing is, it's a facade because these politicians and everybody has to create the illusion that, oh, the government doesn't have enough money,
Right.
and we only have so much tax money, and so therefore we have to put up your tax money, charge you more money in tax, so that we can pay for the various things that you need in society, your education, this, that, you know, running the government, building the roads,
All a lie.
buildings that need to be built, and
All a
infrastructure.
lie. And the
And
stuff that they're doing is for them.
yes, and the thing is, they create the illusion that they're doing all this for you when they're doing it for themselves, and they create the illusion that it's coming from our tax money. If we just pay a little bit more, and we just bear with them, then everything will be all right later on. But really, all they're doing is just accessing your bond, taking the money from it, stealing basically your money that is your birthright, whilst at the same time creating an impression that they're doing us a great favor.
That's right. You own it. You got it. But you in the right place right now to handle that business. You in the right place. You just all you got to do is come to class, get the information, do the information, and you're gonna see a big difference. I guarantee you.
I want to get that letter like yesterday.
If I got your NDA, you can get the letter, but you got to make sure it's done correctly. We're going to give you the letter. We're going to make sure you get it. The whole thing is just being here. Make this a part of your curriculum of getting here on Tuesdays, either in the morning or that night, so you can get the information correctly and know what to do and how to do and all the stuff, because this is your new learning. The stuff that we're doing, you're supposed to learn coming up through school. By the time you turn 18, you're supposed to take over your inheritance. You're supposed to take over to your estate, but the people don't know that. The people has been tricked and hoodwinked from this system. This system.
I've known that for a very long time, yes, but I understand that there is a very, you have to be well informed as to how to take over your estate. You can't just do it just like that, because it takes time to understand how the whole thing works.
And that's why we here. That's why we do this thing every Tuesday. We make sure you get the foundation. That's what Tuesday here is for. The foundation. After you get the foundation, everything else is a skyscraper. You're building your skyscraper. That's why we here. But I guarantee you, just like I told a couple of brothers today when we had a conversation early on the phone, I said, I guarantee you, once you get in your executive office, your private office, your mind gonna be blown. You're gonna be like, I should have did this a long time ago. But you got to do it. We can't do it for you. Now we'll walk you through and tell you what to do, but you have to do the work, because we're showing you what to do, and you have to learn this. In our class, it's not about getting documents and taking it and giving. No, you got to learn this information.
Right. So what is it that I need to learn? What's the first most important thing I need to learn?
It's in your it's in your syllabus. If you sent me if you accepted my my email with all my different dates like you hear now,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is go on Tuesday, go into your Google Calendar, open it up, and read everything. Is right there in front of you.
All right. Let me just ask. You sent me an email. Can I look in my email? What would I look for? I'm going to search now for any email that you sent me.
Okay, I will pull it up now, but this right here is public. What we show, or that is private, so anybody that comes in can get that information. But yeah, pull it up and tell me what you get.
I don't know what to type in to search for it.
I tell you what, go to your Google Calendar and open your Google Calendar up and go to Tuesday and see what you got. Because if you here, you should have accepted all my Zoom dates.
Yeah, you're on my calendar. I can see that.
Okay, go to Tuesday and open Tuesday up. You should see private Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, you open it up?
randomly I'm going to open one.
Yeah, just the one for Tuesday. If you got two of them, you got one for AM and you got one for PM.
Okay, yeah. So there's one for the, is it the 10th?
That's tomorrow. The 10th is tomorrow, yes.
Yeah. All right, let me open that.
Just tap on it, open it up, and then read down. I just want you to read from the top down. I'm going to see what you got.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gates of heaven.
That's Wednesday.
Disclosure. All right, yeah.
When you read all that, and when you get to number three, read number 3 for me real quick. Just read the number 3.
You'll have to learn, know, teach, and have all these items done before moving to the Wednesday's Advanced Freedom Class of Knowledge, the Gates of it. Right. Okay.
Uh-huh. Do you see one? Do you see A, B, C, D, and E?
Yep, I sure do.
Okay, now, what all I ask you to do is study that because that's what I try to tell everybody. Once you get it, study that, you'll see what you need. And as you can see, number 1 is you need a P.O. box, don't you?
Just a quick question. To get this information, where is there extended information about this information that I can research? Where is that?
On Tuesday when you come to class.
Tuesday night or Tuesday morning?
Both, whichever one you come to.
Well, I'm at a class now, so you're going to teach me that?
This is not class. This is public. That's what you're reading right now is private. You see at the top when it says private Zoom meeting?
Yeah.
That's private.
So those are the ones I really want to be going to.
Exactly. See, this right here, what we're doing right now is what I usually do on Sunday, which is open conversation. Sunday at 9 p.m., I have Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And we talk across the board. You know, if you're on the Zoom, we have an open conversation about whatever it is we're talking about. But tonight is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth. I usually go through scripture and talk about prophecy, like I just shared with you about Revelation 12:12. About us. You right now, you're in the door of stepping into heaven to getting the knowledge to be outside of woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil, which is the system, it says, for the devil, for the devil is come down unto you. This is all the people who are still living in the public, who still out here doing the stuff and they're not gaining the knowledge to separate themselves from the system. This is where this is where we are today in the world. This is prophecy. We're in it right now. That's the reason why you're going to, and you're actually seeing it. You done seen 2 things. You done saw where the system is now making you pay more than you're supposed to pay compared to what things used to be. And you also saw where they was going into your trust and getting more money out of you from the private. And the Father had you aware of that to see that. You see what I'm saying? So now you're in a position to either gain or fail. It's up to you to come to class and gain the knowledge you need and get in the position you need to be, or it's up to you to stay out there and be of them woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea of people and of the earth, which is which is the Roman government, which is everybody is still in right now. But we are in heaven. We are the children of the Most High, and we're learning how to deal with this system because we're actually over the system. Actually.
I know. We are the true sovereign beings on the planet.
There you go. But you got to get back in that place because we are the true sovereign beings on the planet. But you got to, number 1 is, after you come to know it, you got to use the same thing that put you in servitude. You got to use the same thing that put you in servitude. You got to use it to take you out, which is paperwork. You got to do the paperwork. That's why we telling you, we're going to guide and teach you, but you have to want it. See, the whole thing is, we can bring, like that old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. We can share the information with you, but if you ain't doing the work, that's on you. I'm there. I have awakened some people to a whole different, and they see it. All I'm doing is wait. When they get in this position, all I want to do is say, didn't I tell you? You're going to be like, man, you're going to be wanting to tell everybody. Guaranteed. For real. But it's hard talking to your people.
I know.
It's hard trying to open the people's minds up because their mind is set on being slaves and they can't understand being free. They think they're free now, but when the cops get behind them, oh, that ain't free. Cops get behind me, you know what happened? They get behind me, read my plate. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm on the platform with Michael.
Mikael. There you go. Is that Cass?
Where you at, bro? You know what I'm saying? You got work. All right, no worries. Take care, man. Take care.
Who is that?
I won't. Take care. Yeah, that was Fritz. Cass.
That was Cass. I thought it was Cass.
Yeah, because I was teasing him. I sent him a message earlier on saying I'm on the platform.
Well, I'm glad you're here, bro. I'm glad we're having this conversation as well. But let me ask you, what do you feel just in the conversation? What kind of feeling do you get just through our little conversation we're having?
Even before this conversation, I think today something, sometimes it takes just one little occurrence for something inside of you to just snap.
That's it.
Say, right, that's it. No more.
That's it.
And I think that insurance thing today,
of course it was
the ton of bricks that broke the camel's back.
I got you.
But not even the straw that broke the camel's back. It was just too much. I just said no. And I reached my point. I mean, I've always wanted to do this. I've been inspired to do this from a long time. But being on the treadmill, you just think, okay, let me just get by a little bit, and then let me just see if I'll do that later.
I had a conversation with another brother earlier today about the same thing.
That just compelled me. That occurrence today compelled me to just say, to hell with it. I'm going forward with this, and that's it. In fact, I even had a conversation with a lady earlier on today who's aware of this, but she, like myself, we've been dragging our feet on it because, like, she's got 2 children. She's scared that something might happen. It's illegal and you shouldn't do it. I said, listen, it's not illegal. And the more you learn, the more you study,
there you go.
The more you will have no fear of the outcome.
There you go.
She's saying to me, oh, you're lucky because you don't have children, so therefore you're a single man.
Excuses. You see all the excuses?
All these excuses. But I'm like, no. I, just like you, or you just like me, you can do this. You can do this. You are not. First, we have to get out of our mind that we're doing something illegal.
There you go.
Just because certain people consider it to be, less than or not the norm. No, get that out of your mind. Yeah, that's part one.
Can I wait a minute? Hold that thought. I want you to hold that part one thought. Something me and my wife came to the conclusion with. We've been having conversation with certain people, talking about other people that's part of the group, and that has a problem with some of the stuff that it's not about what I'm sharing. They have a problem with my delivery. I'm like, what am I doing that's saying wrong? Well, when you come in, you say, where you been? Like you, I ain't seen you, and you only came on one time. It was about almost a month ago, right?
That's right.
And all I'm doing is saying, where you been, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. What? I ain't seen you. They take offense and be like, oh, he's coming on me. I'm like, I'm concerned. Now, it'd be different if I was coming on you like I told the brother and told in the conversation. Where your paperwork at? How come you ain't did this? Then I can understand. But I ain't doing that. I'm asking when I see them, hey, where you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. We got other stuff we got going on. But they tell them, well, the information is good, the knowledge is good. But I don't like the way he talk. I'm like, So me and my wife come to the conclusion we already understand and know. See, everyone has a spirit on them already of this world. This world has already set everybody, like it's an old saying. When you're born in sin and shaping in iniquity, in ignorance. So this is what everybody that come to this world, they've been born in sin, the sinful world, and they're shaping in the iniquity, the ignorance of what the world has given them. So then when we try to come with truth and knowledge, oh man, that's wrong. That this and that. Man, that's not right. But who taught you that what isn't right?
Another thing with our people I've noticed is that over the years in my life, I've noticed whenever I've introduced something new and different to anybody, they're always trying to find some kind of fault.
Fault. There you go.
There's a fault in it, and they are experts at finding a fault that now that they've found that fault, now they're not going to go ahead with it because it has, and it could be the silliest thing. That brother's shoes, I don't like him.
You see?
I don't like his tie. I don't like his hat. I don't like his tone of voice.
That's what they say.
Right? And because they're looking for a fault, they're going to find them. They are going to find a fault because that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for the good in it. They're only looking for a reason to chicken out.
But you know what? It's going to be a time. Like right now, you said what broke the camel's back. You said, come on, while we having our conversation right now. Once you now that insurance broke the camel's back for me and you to talk now, once you go through this paperwork, I'm gonna say less than a month, but I'm just gonna say a month from now, if you aren't doing your paperwork and doing everything, within 2 to 3 weeks, if you continue to do everything and you steadfast, once you get through it, your whole tone gonna be totally different. Your whole mindset gonna be totally different. And you gonna be saying, man, come on. You're gonna bring people to the platform. You know why? Because this is an anointing of the Creator once you go through it. And I'm telling you what I know, not what I believe, not what I thought. I'm telling you what I know. That's why I understand. Listen, bro, I'm that person people love to hate for no reason at all. Like you just got to saying, people want to find fault. I look at it like this. Hey, I made a promise to the Creator. Be brought me to the truth. I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. Now, if I'm bringing you truth, and like you said, if you want to find fault in whatever I'm doing, even though people tell me the information is good, man, the knowledge is they say everything's good, but it's your delivery. I said, I'm Kevin Samuels now. You know Kevin Samuels? You don't know Kevin Samuel? He was a brother here in Atlanta at one time, sharing information about women, trying to put them on the right. He was like a father to the women, putting them on the right track, try to get them to see things on a different level. But they're talking about, it's your delivery. Even men, they was coming down. Listen, the knowledge is the knowledge, the truth is the truth, and the facts is the facts. And you know what scenario I use sometimes? I tell you what, if this was a school or whatever school you had to go to, and they said, once you graduate, you got $10 million waiting on you. How many people going to try to graduate?
Everybody.
Thank you. You see what I'm saying? You got 10 million waiting on you. But you know something? This information, you got a whole lot more. And I'm doing it for free. You see what I'm saying? But hey, I ain't trying to force nobody. I ain't trying to pull or tug you. If you want it, it's here for you. If it's not, it's on you. It's only you that's stopping you. Because I'm not.
True.
But I guarantee you, Brother Patrick, when you get in your office, when you do this paperwork, once you see the stuff that me and my wife is helping everybody do, bruh, you gonna see, I guarantee you're gonna feel a whole lot different than what you feel right now. But the Creator had that go through to you so you can see and understand what we're talking about right now.
Have you got many people
Oh, we got about 5 people already in their office. Bruh, I don't want to tell you this, but I don't want to go into the public I don't want to go into private on the public side. But it's 2 to 3 people that have given testimonies about the cops getting behind them and running off. And when I say running off, I mean they get behind you when they read their plates, they're gone.
But let me show you what happened to me recently, last week actually. I decided to take my van and drive it from London to Spain, which is over 1,000 miles.
Okay.
1,200 miles. When I was going, no problem. When I was coming back, I had to show my passport at the border. And when I showed my passport, the woman, either on purpose or mistakenly, kept my passport so that when I got back in my van to go through the border, I didn't have my passport. So then I'm looking for my passport. I'm going frantic. What's going on with my passport? And I'm thinking, well, it must be at the gate where the woman took it. So I went back to the gate. By the time I got there, because it's about maybe a mile's drive between the 2 places, by the time I got there, the woman wasn't there. But the other guy that was there, he said, hey, the woman, and he didn't even speak any English, but it's French. I've worked out what he said. He said, the woman's gone with your passport looking for you. So I went back to the gate again, to where you go through to get onto the boat. And the woman, I found her eventually. She gave me back my passport. And I wasn't happy with how they treated me because that mess up made me lose my boat. I missed the boat.
Dang.
So, yeah, the next boat didn't come in for another 3 hours. So I went back to the woman who took my passport and I said, hey, come on. There has to be some kind of compensation for this. What's your name? She goes, we don't give our name. I said, what, not even a first name? No, we don't give our name. And her manager was standing there and he said, no, don't even play that with her. You cannot get her name. I said, well, what's your name? He wouldn't give me his name. So there I am arguing with them over what happened and I should be compensated for this and this is wrong and this and that and what's your name? They wouldn't tell me. Anyway, in the end, I left it. But guess what? When I took the boat and I finally got the boat, getting to the border of England now, the police stopped me. Normally, they never stop me when I do this journey. And I feel what happened, the people at the French gate rang up the police at the Dover gate and said to them, hey, we got this black man. I'm the only black man on there with a van. Give him a hard time. That's what he did. Yeah? He asked me all kind of questions. Have you got drugs? Have you got weapons? Have you got this? I said, what's going on? What are you asking me these questions for? Who are you? You don't have the right to answer this. You know. Anyway, long story short, eventually he asked me to open the van. I opened the van, I showed him I ain't got nothing. He let me go. And I didn't feel good coming out of that place, I'll tell you that now. Right? If I hadn't done that, probably he would radio ahead and arrest me, because that's what he said to me. He said he would do me for obstruction or whatever. So I said, okay, let me just open the van and show him I ain't got nothing. So yeah, that whole thing was created by one woman keeping my passport either by mistake or on purpose.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
When did this happen?
Last week.
Do you remember the time?
It would have been, the first incident happened at 12:34 on Monday.
Check this out. I'm going to share something with you and I'm going to help you out. Do this. Write you a letter of complaint out. Write you a letter of complaint, the time, the date. There was a woman at the gate or at the post. She kept your passport, made you miss your ferry. You came back and you talked to her supervisor, whoever he was. You know he was the supervisor. Both of them would not give you their name. Write this out now. They would not give you that. I'm gonna share something with you. You gonna watch this. Watch this. Get all this together. Write that information out, right? Have the complaint, and then complain about the guy on the ferry 3 hours later. Complain about that. Write a complaint about him. Are you indexed?
Yes.
You are?
Yeah.
I tell you what, write all your information out. When you put all this information in your executive letter, see, you on the Interpol. You do know that, don't you? You know you're protected on the Interpol.
Yeah.
Once you write all this information out, once you put everybody on notice over there in London, you put all the top officials on notice. Then you're gonna send your complaint. Right after you do all this, you're gonna send that letter of complaint to the head office. I don't mean to like no judge or nobody you going to the head. Like here in our states, we deal with the state court administrator. See, we don't deal with the judges. See, the state court administrator is over the judges, is over the prosecutors and the lawyers. No, the state court administrator is like the state court up under the United. The state court administrator is like the state court up under the state Supreme Court. Right?
Yeah.
So there, wherever your highest state is, once you put everybody on notice, what you're going to show you how to do, then you're going to write your letter of complaint out to them. You're going to let them know who, you're going to give all the details. You're going to have your fee schedule. This is going to get them. Your fee schedule is going to kill them. And watch what happens. I'm telling you, watch what happens.
Well, I've done it before where I've given them a fee schedule, but usually when I give these people a fee schedule, I just don't hear from them again.
Wait a minute. What I'm sharing with you is, was you in your office? Was you in your executive office?
Oh, at the time, I wasn't obvious. I was indexed.
No, not indexed.
I wasn't.
Your executive office. What we're doing. Watch what happens when we show you what you. Watch what happens when you do what we're doing, and then you do it. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. You don't get a reply. You don't get a reply. Because if they don't reply, you don't go over their head. I'm trying to tell you, you're in the right place at the right time. I'm just tired of talking to people that don't want to listen. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about trying to just share information, talk to people. They ain't listening. They think you're a joke. They don't know what I've been through. A lot of people know that. A lot of people have seen the court cases I was going through until I got in the position I'm in now. When I'm in the position, even though I was going to a court, I beat all my court cases. But when I was going through that, I was going back and forth to court. When I got to where I'm at now, I don't even go to court. I don't even see a judge. Cops don't stop me for nothing unless I was to do a real crime. If I hurt someone, harm someone, or damage somebody's property, that's a real crime. Other than that, all this other stuff they be doing, it's not a crime. They coming out their pockets for nothing. This system is going down and the people can't even see. They upholding the system, not even realizing it.
Who's upholding the system?
The people. The people they're upholding the system because they've been trained to think that the system is correcting the things that they're doing. For instance, now I can talk about this because this is open and everybody should know. I think the second amendment is you have the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Right? You have a right to carry an arm. But see, they switch words around, which you will find in Daniel chapter 8, verse 23. They use dark sentences. See, if you call it a gun, that's commercial. If you call it a firearm, that's commercial. All crimes are commercial. But see, if you say, this is my arm, you don't need a license or a permit for an arm. You don't need it because that's your right. That's part of the Constitution. But you tell some people that their mind is already on what you said earlier. Their mind is already brainwashed to think, oh, you got to have a permit. You got to have a license. No, you don't. But they don't know the law. See, and then when they come with legalese, Satan always try to copycat the creator. The creator gave laws, Satan gave legal. Legal and lawful is two different things, but the people don't know that. And then you try to break it down and show them that, they ain't listening. They too busy trying to tell you where you wrong at. But hey.
I've had that conversation many times.
Huh? Say again?
I've had that conversation many times. Even with police, I've explained to them that lawful and legal is two different things, and they say the same thing.
That's because they're brainwashed. They don't know the law. Same, it's the same. It's the right to travel. We have the right to travel. You don't need no permit, no license. You don't need that to travel according to the Constitution. But the people don't know the Constitution.
When I've spoken to people who maybe they're not indexed, but they're also very knowledgeable about common law. There's a particular guy that I know who utilizes common law to the maximum, but I don't think he is in his executive office. And he's definitely not indexed, but he just uses common law. And what he states is that the one area that we probably can't win is when it comes to allowing us onto a plane that they have decided we don't have the documents for. Yeah.
Well, that's because it's their plane.
Right. So that's the one area possibly, and correct me if I'm wrong, where they have the right to refuse because it's their plane.
That's where we get this.
What is that?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
No, it's kind of blurred.
Kind of blurred. Well, let me let you see this part. How about this one here? Look at the top. Read the top of that and tell me what you see.
Official travel passport affidavit. Air, land, sea.
Exactly.
For domestic. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It said official what? Passport.
So it's very blurred.
But you read it. You read it correctly.
So valid domestic air travel.
No, I mean you read it correctly. Official travel passport affidavit, air, land, and sea. And also you see my credentials down there too. See those barcodes? I got 4 different ones for 4 different entities that are paperwork behind it.
So when you get into your executive office, and let's say you've notified the various people or organizations here in this country. Let's say I decide to move to France or Spain, which is another jurisdiction.
Yep.
Do I have to inform those entities too?
When you make your move, everybody is already informed. The only thing you'll probably have to do at this point is your mailing location. But we'll talk about that in class. That's a little private. That's the class. See, we only talk so much in the public, but that's classified. Which I say might well say classified. That's class confirmation for the class. So we'll talk about that in the class. And anybody wants to come to the class, if you're willing to come, you're welcome to come. I see a couple of people in here and there, but I've been trying to share this for the longest. It's hard trying to tell people the information. I just come to the realization that I did my job. If I try to share it with you, I try to give it to you. You don't want it. That's on you. I did my job. And if you don't get it, and it comes up to a point in time, and when everything comes down to the funnel, when everything comes down to the last point, and they see us over here, as it says in 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and them that dwell in, and ye that dwell in them. You that rejoice in heaven, you're gonna be living on a whole different platform compared to everybody else that's gonna be over in hell. When I say hell, I don't mean no burning fire. I mean out here going through the hell they're going through in the streets. That's another form of heaven here in the mind. A new heaven and a new earth starts here first. And that's where I'm at, bro. I'm in heaven. When you don't get stopped by cops, brother, I'm telling you, when you see cops get behind you, I'm gonna tell you what one of the brothers said. I'm giving you this. One of the brothers said this. He said, "Man, I was riding. Two cops with big SUVs. They pulled up on me. I'm riding though, but they ain't stop them. They pulled up on the side of them and they looking at the license plate. They read the license plate. They, he said, man, I feel like I'm in heaven. Man, I feel great. One of the brothers said that in the class. I said, didn't I tell you? He said, man, this work.
One comedian, I think American comedian one time said that he knows how white people feel in America is just relax, because they know that no policeman ain't gonna chase them down and stop them for anything. But us black people, we hear the sound of that siren, we know it's for us usually, and it's not always a good occurrence. Things don't happen to our advantage. It's not good.
And that's what I mean by being in hell. What I mean by being in hell is when you're always nervous. You don't know what's going to happen. They get behind you. The first thing you're going to think, man, dang, they're going to stop me, whatever. You ain't did nothing. But the first thing you're going to think of, dang, I got to come out of some money. I got to spend some money I ain't got. I got to take from whatever I'm doing to do this.
But first of all, in America, they actually kill people, black people over there, right?
They was at one time. They probably still doing it. But you know something? It has slowed down a lot because a lot of us is waking up and a lot of us is getting into our office.
Right. Yeah, I mean, need I mention Sandra Bland?
I remember what happened to her. But between her and I put like this, and since 2000, I'll just say from my understanding and remembrance, 2014 until 2018 or 2020, it was a lot of cops out there. Mainly, it was mostly cops out there. Hold on. It was a lot of cops out there killing our people, murdering. I ain't gonna say killing, murdering our people. A lot of cops out there doing it. They're murdering our people on the streets, cold-blooded. Children, a lot of men, children, and women. I remember seeing on Facebook one time, they raped a young girl. Well, one guy, he didn't know he was being filmed, but a cop raped the girl in jail. She was in jail, bent over and raped her. But people don't know what's coming. They don't know what's coming. That's the reason why, and check this out right here. Zephaniah, hold on. I'm going to read it. It's Zephaniah 2. Haggai, I think it's just before Haggai. It's Zechariah. I think Zephaniah is before. Hold on. Yep, right here. Zephaniah, Haggai, and then Zechariah. Right here, it states this. Zephaniah chapter 2, it says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. That's talking about us. It says, before the decree bring forth, the decree, something that the Creator said that was going to happen and is going to happen, meaning the prophecy that he talked about that's going to happen. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft before the fierce anger of Yah come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. He's angry because of all the stuff that's going on. This is why we got to separate ourselves from this system by getting our executive office. And once we do that, now we're separated from them because a lot of stuff that's going to go on with them is going to happen. No different than the quote unquote coronavirus. A lot of our people died because they have the Roman mindset. It's the mindset. Once you change your mindset and start coming to start doing the Creator's will, the Creator's way, and becoming children or daughters and sons of the Creator, the Most High, by getting into your executive office, believe me, this is becoming children of the Most High. Because now you're doing the things that you're needed, and you're coming out of sin, meaning out of ignorance, and coming into the knowledge of the Creator and the things that we're supposed to be, because that's all that we are becoming, sovereign children under the Most High. When you become sovereign, you're becoming free. A lot of people don't even understand the word sovereign. You say sovereign, they talking about sovereign citizen, and all. They don't even understand the word. The word sovereign only means free. Citizen means slave. They're a slave to the ward of the state. They're a slave to the state.
You can't really be a sovereign citizen.
You can't be.
Like an oxymoron.
There is an oxymoron, exactly. You can't be a free slave. You're either free or you're a slave. You can't be a free slave. Right or wrong? But people don't get it.
And we have to be aware as well, when you acquire this kind of knowledge and you use words like sovereign, we have to understand that people really just don't really know what it means.
Thank you. Thank you. That's why let me break this down. Then we're going to pause this and go to a part 2. I'm going to break this down. This is how I share with people the difference in the two. I always ask them, I say, y'all know the citizen is under the ward of the state. They said, yeah, I heard that. I said, you know, the ward of the state over the people, right? Yeah. I said, okay, well, let's look at it like this. What does the word ward mean? Ward, let's look at the word warden. A warden is over the prisoners, right? In the prison. The warden is over the prisoners, meaning he's the HNIC, the head nigga in charge. Over the prisoners.
That's the word warden.
Warden. Yeah. I said the warden is over the prisoners, but he's also who? Over the guards. The warden is over the prisoners and he's over the guards. I said, now let's flip it over into society now. The ward of the state. The ward of the state is the ward over the citizens, right? They say, yeah. So that means he's the ward. The state is the warden over the citizens. Don't forget, the state is also the ward or warden over the judges, the prosecutors, the judges, the prosecutors, the attorneys, the lawyers, the clerks. Everybody is still under the ward of the state. So the ward of the state is still the warden over the prisoners, or should I say over the guards, which is the judges and all that, as well as the citizens. I said, but when you're sovereign, you're free. That's a whole different, you're over here on a whole different platform.
I notice in black areas, they've got places that they call ward. I remember I spent time in Texas when I was in Houston. I lived in Houston for a little while, and they used to have a place called 5th Ward and 6th Ward. And I noticed that it was black people were living in these places, and they were kind of rundown places. Yeah. Equally in London, in an area called Harlesden, which kind of sounds like Harlem, but Harlesden.
Harlesden. Harlesden. Okay.
It comes from Hare Wolf's Den. It used to be called Hare Wolf's Den, and at the end of the time, it got shortened to Harlesden or Harlot's Den. Anyway, they got this place called, I think they've given it a ward anyway. When you go to the police station there, they tell you what ward it is. I
heard about wards as well. They say have wards in the States.
Yeah, so to me, I interpret ward to mean a kind of, like you have a psychiatric ward.
There you go.
Where your patients are. So they look at us as being their patients or their animals that they are feeding.
There you go. That's a fact, but see how you broke that down? A lot of people wouldn't even look at that. They just think the ward is just a place where they stay at, but they don't see it. Just like they call it, quote unquote, projects. You know the project there. A project is something that you work on. It's a project. But the people don't have the mindset to understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So right now we're gonna pause this real quick, and we're gonna come back to a part two. So before we go, I just want to say that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And what we get ready to do, we're going to call this tonight Conversation with Patrick. Mikael and conversation. How are we going to put it? It's going to be Patrick and Mikael's conversation. You know, we had a good conversation tonight. So for everybody, we'll be right back. I'm going to pause you real quick, Pat, because this is the long version. So we're going to pause you, and then I'm going to take the other YouTube, Instagram, and YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We gonna call it a night for them for part one, and then we're gonna come back with part two in a few moments. So this is the end of part one, but first, Patrick, hold on for a moment. We're gonna finish our conversation in a few moments. I'm gonna pause you real quick, and we'll be right back. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. Now for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, just to share with you, on Tuesday, which is coming up in the morning, in this rising coming up, Tuesday mornings at 7:30 a.m. and at night, which is Tuesday night or the night after Tuesday, which is after the sun go down, at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be doing Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, which is some of the stuff that me and Patrick is talking about tonight. Just a little bit of it on the public side. We ain't going deep into it to let you understand, because you have to come there to find out the information according to the private. But if you're interested, please text me your name, number, and email. When you text me your name, number, and email, I'm going to take your email and place it in my Google Calendar. Once I do that, it's going to come up in your email, and you'll have to accept my dates for my public, which is my public platforms, and for all of them to be connected to my Zoom. And then, but the Tuesdays is private only. We don't do anything on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram on Tuesdays. It's on Zoom only. So I'm just letting you know that's private, and that's our private Zoom classes at 7:30 a.m. and also at 9 p.m. after Tuesday, which is Tuesday night. But other than that, you're welcome to text me your information at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can also email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. Now, if you'd like to get on the public platforms, we're also on one of the public, well, two of them, that is, of my public platforms, and you can connect with me. You can like, subscribe, and share, or just connect with me at my YouTube, my main YouTube, and my X, formerly known as Twitter. My X, formerly known as Twitter, and my YouTube is Juice Pro 33, all one word. That's Juice Pro 33, which is spelled JUICE PRO 33, which is again JUICE PRO 33, all one word, all together. Excuse me. Put that in your search engine. And YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and share, and you can put it over there on your X, formerly known as Twitter, to connect with me there. You also can connect with me on my Facebook. My Facebook is spelled Michael Harris, Mikael Harris, that is, but it's spelled MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Again, that's MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. That's my Facebook. Now you can also connect with me on Instagram and, excuse me, Instagram and one of my TikToks. That's Instagram and one of my TikToks, which is Lkhyym underscore the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's one of my Instagrams. Well, that's my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My other TikTok and my other YouTube, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. And that's all together, one word. Excuse me. Four words all together as one, which again is MICHAEL, which is Michael, THE JUICE, juice, and HARRIS, Harris. That's Michael the Juice Harris, all together as one word. Now, if you're interested in checking out the full platform, which is on from Zoom, which I download onto my Rumble and also my Patreon. That's patreon.com and rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com and or patreon.com / excuse me, LKHYYM. Now that we've gotten all those out the way, now my Zoom platforms, as I was sharing with you, since we're here on, this is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth. We're here on Mondays with Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth on Mondays at 9 p.m. after Monday, that night after Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then tomorrow morning, as I was sharing with you at the beginning of this information, is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth, and that's at 9 p.m. night after Monday. Then the next following day, which is Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. that night, we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge on Tuesday rising at 7:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. that night. Then we also have, that's private, but we also have public on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon. We have Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. That's Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. That's on what they call Saturday, which is the Sabbath day. And that's us keeping the laws of the Creator. And we go through the scriptures and we share the stuff that's going on today according to what's been happening, what happens at that time. And that's on the Sabbath, which is Saturday as they call it, at 12 p.m. noon. Then, last but not least at this point in time, which was last night's class, which is called Fight Fire with Truth. Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation every Sunday, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern, night after Sunday. Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. So other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2. This is the end of part 1 of Mikhail and Patrick, or Patrick and Mikhail's conversation. Other than that, thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and always, peace. Love y'all. So we're going to say bye first over here. Let's see what we got over here, Instagram. On Instagram, we had Be Quickened joined. He says, Amen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 was here. And also 909 Sir F2 Cripe, whatever, joined as well. So I'm glad y'all was there on Instagram. Other than that, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening there, and your seeing. I'll be right back with part 2. Love you. And always, peace. All righty, that's Instagram. We were there, and we're gone. All right, Facebook. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. My Uncle Anthony Avery, thanks for coming in for the moment. And it looked like we got Ike Jones was watching as well. Ike Jones, we thank you for coming through as you were here. I don't know if y'all still here or not, but hopefully you'll be back in part 2. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you in a moment, and always. Peace. That was Facebook. And over here on YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll see you in a few moments and part 2. Peace. All right.